Samuel Wurzelbacher is just an ordinary guy who doesn't have time for political correctness or phony politicians. Yet here he is running for Congress in Toledo, Ohio.
I see the word as a politician as being probably one of the worst things you can call me. I'm not a politician or will ever be one.
Wurzelbacher goes by his middle name, Joe. Back in 2008, when he was in the plumbing business, he questioned whether Barack Obama's economic policies would really lead to upward mobility. Then came Obama's response, heard round the country.
I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody.
Since then, Joe the Plumber has been part of the conservative world, making the rounds as an activist to promote a constitutional conservative approach to governing. Joe's been explaining America's fiscal crisis to his friends using plumbing analogies.
If you had an exhaust leak coming up through your floorboards, would you sit there and just duct tape all the holes and make sure all the crevices are done and keep duct taping it? Or would you go fix the leak? And he said, well, Joe, I'd fix the leak. I said, that's what I want to bring to Washington. I want to fix the problem. Right now, these politicians address the symptoms over and over and over, but they actually never get down to the key problem.
Joe the Plumber has set up his campaign headquarters here in Toledo, Ohio, a working-class neighborhood with lots of Democrats. He's out to actually change hearts and minds here in this neighborhood. And speaking about changing hearts and minds, his heart and mind was changed when Joe the Plumber became Joe, the Bible-believing Christian.
Everything that we need in life, everything we need to really live a great life is right in the Bible.
He gave his life to Christ after his youth pastor invited him to a restaurant and told him to bring his science book, a subject Joe loves.
He put the Bible on one side and I put the science book on this side. He said, okay, read the cover. And I don't exactly remember, if my biology or chemistry book, but I do remember this, revision 7. And he said, now look at the Bible. What's it say? I said, Holy Bible. He said, you see any revisions on it, Joe? I said, well, no. He says, well, the reason why is because this is God's word. It was right the day it was penned, as it is now, as will be in 100 years or 1,000 years. Man's always looking for an answer. That's why it's revised. It hit me like a ton of bricks right then and there. And I accepted Jesus Christ there at Frisch's Big Boy, and it was pretty incredible.
What will be incredible is if Joe the Plumber can win this race. His opponent is Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur, a 14-term Democratic congresswoman and a powerful player in the House of Representatives. She's the longest-serving woman there and sits on the powerful Appropriations Committee. She tells CBN News her seniority trumps anything Joe the Plumber has to offer.
Frankly, when you get to Congress, I don't think they listen to you here for the first 10 years. In an institution of 535 people, it takes a while to gain footing.
But Joe has national name recognition and has been steadily raising money, though not as much as Kaptur. Plus, Kaptur has solid roots in the district.
It's a very, very tough lift. Marcy Kaptur has been in Congress for 30 years, and so she's very well entrenched in this district. But Joe the Plumber is working very, very hard. He's getting out, he's meeting people, he's raising money.
So could the long-serving Kaptur get swept up and out of office during this period of anti-incumbency?
Are you concerned that you would ever get caught up in a cycle like that?
No, because I return home every weekend. Ohio is my home. It always has been. I maintain my friendships. My family is there.
To the critics, by the way, who say that you've got no shot to beat her, what do you say to those critics?
Well, if you want an honest person representing you, you'll get off that bandwagon and jump on mine.
The voters in his district will have the last say on that. David Brody, CBN News, in Toledo, Ohio.